Good afternoon again. This is Brian Shannon, just back on Friday, October 6th to review some of the stocks we were in. I just first wanted to point out before we look at the stocks that were most recently mentioned is this shares of Dynamic Materials. Boom. Last Friday, I had suggested selling this stock short at 32.75, and we kept lowering our stop down just above these higher lows. And just the other day, I said, here's where we want to short cover that short at $28.80. The reason I want to point this out is, I guess, to kind of pat myself on the back for, one, identifying such a weak stock in a very strong market, and then also having the foresight to close the short position right down here before it rallied another $1.50. So enough of that. Enough to pat myself on the back. Let's take a look at the stocks that I've been mentioning here. First of all, 8x8, symbol EGHT. As I'd mentioned, this is a little, stock play based on the market gravitating towards junk plays, and we've got some good technical reasons to be involved in it. This resistance acting as support in here. I had told you I'd purchased it at $1.12 the other day, which is where I'd suggested purchasing it as well. And yesterday we raised our stop to $1.11. I think you can raise your stop to break even right now. Raise your stop to $1.12. Still looking for about $1.40 at that 200-day moving average as our upside target. But no reason to risk any money other than, of course, if something negative happens over the weekend and it gaps down on us. Let's hope not. AUXL. AUXL was a stock that we had been involved in above $10.40 here on the 4th, just 3 days ago, and we had raised our stop and almost got taken out yesterday, but didn't. We raised our stop again today to $10.83. That stop was hit early on before the market recovered, but we were locked. We got stopped out of the stock with a gain of about 43 cents or 4%. When you look at it on a percentage basis. Next up, we had BEAS, BEA Systems, symbol BEAS. And yesterday, let's take a look at a 10-minute time frame. Yesterday, I'd suggested buying that stock right in here at $10.25. I then suggested today to raise your stop to $15.22. That stop was not hit, so let's raise our stop up here to $15.27. We'll go just a penny below today's low. So again, essentially taking all the risk out of that stock. Next up, we had RealNetworks, symbol RNWK. We were in at $11 a share. Now, I had suggested a stop at $11.18. Today's low was $11.17, so according to my instructions, it was stopped out. However, the stock continues to act good. If you're still in it, I would say, I'd say you're on your own. I'm gonna stand by my analysis, but I do still think the stock has the potential to go higher. I'm gonna keep my eyes on it. UTSI, here's a stock we were involved in yesterday. I didn't give specifics as far as a buy because I was already long and didn't want any perceived conflict of interest. The stock had a great day yesterday. I said that if you were in it, that you probably ought to raise your stop to $9.30. If you did, then you were out. I'm out of the stock. I do have some options in this one, so I'm still involved for the little bit longer term. RFIL, this is RF Industries. Now it's been up a couple days in a row, and I'd suggested a stop of $7.60. I don't know, was that actually hit today? There was the low, $7.60. So should have made maybe a few pennies on that one. It's that stock is just really too thin to get involved with, honestly. Now let's take a look at the stocks I'd mentioned last night. We had some nice winners. First of all, we had this Sify. This is Sify Ltd, sponsor ADR. And yesterday I'd said that this stock, I think I referred to it as a Chinese company. But it's actually not a Chinese company at all. They're based out of India. So I was way off geographically, but that didn't seem to matter for the stock anyway. So again, the fundamentals, where they're located out of, completely irrelevant to making money short-term trading. Looking at the daily time frame, this is a stock we started out looking at yesterday. Great, bullish candle there. Our target is still about $10.50 a share, so it's about halfway there. And I said that we wanted to buy it above $9.30. You definitely had a good opportunity to be a buyer of the stock in that level here this morning, and it closed pretty close to the highs. I would say, you know, if you want to put a stop on it, should probably go about $9.45 for SIFY. ChinaMed, CMED, I had suggested buying this one yesterday above $23 a share, and as you can see on the 2-minute time frame, and I got a couple of emails that people who purchased this, but we had an opportunity to buy it above that $23 level in there on that 1 minute. Look at how nicely it held this daily VWAP today as well while I'm on the daily 1 day time frame. But I had suggested that buying it above $23 a share. It looked like it was headed for a price target of 24.5. So price target attained, I would say you should be out of it. You know, nice, great day trade. No reason to continue holding. That's my opinion. Maybe it goes higher. If it does so without me. Then I had suggested looking once and again at FOSL. FOSL, we were looking to buy above $21.20. Today's high was $21.18, so there was no reason to get involved in FOSL. I still think it looks like a nice orderly pullback, and we'll probably look to buy the stock on Monday, so keep that one definitely on the list. TIBX, this is Tibco. Tibco, we were going to buy it above $8.82. And you can see today's high was $8.82. So the bullish case gets stronger in here, I think. The buyers are showing their persistence, hitting away at that supply up at $8.82. It's making higher lows as well. Now we can probably change our risk reward a little bit, making it more favorable by keeping a tighter stop on it, even though we had a tight one. But the stock is still setting up nicely, and that's another one that we're probably going to view again next week. As far as shorts go, and then I'm going to talk about those two smaller plays as well. Aspen Technology, I said, listen, I really don't have much confidence in the short side, and I'm probably not going to be playing any stocks on the short side. AZ, oh, that's why I typed it wrong. I put APZN. But I suggested that, you know, this is rallying on lighter volume up towards this prior level of support, which might, you know, has the chance to act as resistance. I'd say continue to keep an eye on it. Realistically, it didn't give any reason to get involved on the short side. CTXS, I suggested watching as well. Not much happened in that stock, but the you know, the daily time frame is showing, similar to the last chart, that hey, it's rallying up to this prior level of support on diminishing volume. The buyers aren't very aggressive, so they're probably not going to be able to wrestle control from the sellers for very long in here. And I also said that this ZOLT continues to act weak. And I said I think that if you were short, you probably should put your stop up around there. So I won't update ZOLT anymore. As far as the two stocks, the smaller stocks I'd mentioned, Focus Enhancements, again, it's a very speculative play, but it's got a great looking longer term chart. Look at this monthly time frame, and on the 10-minute time frame, you know, you might have gotten involved in here. If you did, I would say no worse than $1.45 as far as where your stop would go. And finally, I said GNBT. This is a stock that I was long. I sold it at a break even, so I'm out of it. I really think it's got to get above $1.85 realistically to get moving and maintain some upward momentum.